in the US, I could get the best care in the world, but it might bankrupt me. But in Albania, I can see a doctor the same day and only pay $30. But would I trust it for something serious? Hi, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. If you haven't been here before, my name is Avalon. Sorry. And that I am leaving for Albania here in a few months. I am going to be 68 when I leave, and I want to leave this country for good. So I'm looking into everything, and healthcare, of course, is on the top of that list. So I did some research and talked to some folks about the healthcare. It is a developing nation. I have lived in countries where there is socialized medicine, and it's not like it is here, but certainly isn't as expensive. And certainly I could get in to see somebody the same day. So hopefully I won't have anything serious and major. But I wanted to tell you a little bit about what I found out. In the United States, of course, we pay more than anybody in any place in the world. And we're still among our peers last. We're 11 out of the 11 highest ranking, highest money-making countries in the world. Can you believe Taiwan is number one, best healthcare, South Korea number two? But aside from that, it's because we're just kind of all over the place. It's very, very expensive per person. You don't always get what you need. We still have the same mortality rates. We have the same life expectancy, 79 to 81. And yet we're exorbitantly priced, whereas Albania is, well, cheap. So I looked into insurances. Now, they have several, and I think I'm probably going to do what other expats have been doing, and is to purchase some sort of additional health insurance while I'm there. And as far as that goes, they are between $30 and $300 a month, honestly. So kind of just fit yourself in there somewhere. What I've been looking at is somewhere around $120 a month to get good full coverage. And what that entitles me to is to get private care in private hospitals, and also to get care if I need to go out of the country to another country. So that's very helpful. If I were to get that kind of care just for this country, I looked into that, and I'm $835 a month if I were to pay it myself. That's a lot of money. It's very expensive. Fortunately, I work for myself, and I have a pretty good insurance coverage. It's still not great, but it's okay. So in this country, if I were to call 911, they would arrive quickly. They'd take me to an ER that's nearby, and I would get top level care fast. If I wasn't insured, however, I would be bankrupt. I'm sure I would get an enormous bill, and that would take all my savings, as it does with most people. There, I would have to call an emergency services. I think it's 127 in Albania. The ambulance, of course, would be a lot slower because it has to get to me from wherever it's coming from, and it's less equipped. And public hospitals can be crowded and basic, and so many expats go straight to private hospitals and clinics, which you can get better care. And I think that, excuse me, and I think that would suffice and work. I know that I wouldn't get the same quality. They don't have the same technology. Oftentimes their doctors aren't as well versed as ours, but again, I'm really hoping that nothing serious happens, because I don't want to challenge this. If I were to go to a doctor's visit here in this country, it costs anywhere between $100 and $300 a visit. and a copay if I have insurance. And then at Tirana, and this is based on Tirana prices. That is the capital. It's the most expensive part of Albania. So I think it's important to note that that that's what we're talking about here, and it's cheaper in other areas of the country. You can get to see a doctor between $20 and $50 a visit, which is pretty affordable. It's also relationship based because you're going to be going in to the doctor that services your area most likely, and so you can build a relationship, and they spend a little longer with you because there's not some insurance company telling them they can only spend 0.3 minutes with you. Where Albania really shines is its dental work. In the United States, a crown is between $1,000 to $2,000. I think it's higher than that, $2,500. I remember I paid $2,000 a piece for mine back in the day, and implants can run anywhere between $3,000 and $5,000 each, and normally not covered by insurance. In Albania, a crown can be anywhere between $200 and $400, and implants run between $600 and $800. And I think on one of my videos, I even mentioned, I think somebody had said that it was like $483 or something like that. A very exact number, but far, far less than here. And what's so great about Albania is that many of their dentists have gone out of country to learn, and even to the United States and Germany and other places, and then they come back to Albania to open their practices. That's why I think there's such this dental influx, people going over there for these dental vacations. And I think I mentioned to you I was going to look into that a little bit as far as seeing what clinics are doing it, where they are, who's available, because like I said, I have a number of friends at my age that need, good dental work, and it's just pricey here. And even to go to Mexico now, it's just not like it used to be back in the day. It's gone, the prices in Mexico have become very, very high as well. So I'd like to maybe lead a few of those dental tourisms. I think that could be fun. As far as pharmacies and medications, the meds that are prescriptions, the prices can be high. Of course, here insurance doesn't cover a lot. I've had several of my prescriptions kicked out since I hit 65, and now that I'm older, Medicare, of course, doesn't want to cover it. And then my secondary insurance is like, yeah, maybe we will, maybe we won't. Do you really need that? I don't know. How long do you really expect to live? Because I think that they want us to check out as quickly as we can. And so there, though, the pharmacies are everywhere, apparently, and the medications are available without strict prescriptions, and they're very affordable. I guess, of course, it would depend on what prescriptions one needs. If you have something that's kind of obscure, then maybe not as easy to find. But for me, I'm on very general medications, and I hope that by the time I leave here, I'll be off most of them, because I don't know what they're doing. I think a lot of it is just ridiculous. I'm on some medications because I have family members who died of certain diseases, and so to prevent that from me dying, they have me on these medications when I don't even have the affliction. So I'm a little suspect of that, and I'm looking to get off of most of those before I go, because I just don't think that they're necessary. Specialists in serious conditions, of course, in the United States, you can get the top specialists in cutting edge care. And in Albania, there are limited specialists locally. For serious issues, many people go to Italy, Greece, or Turkey. And I've heard that, and that's if you have the time to go. It's not something that needs to be taken care of right away, and you can get there, although Greece, they're all relatively close. Italy and Greece are right there. So I think probably for me, I will go to those other countries and just kind of look around a little bit to make sure that I know what is where. And if in fact I do need something that Albanian doctors really wouldn't be able to handle well, I could go to one of these other countries. But I think it's important that I know up front where the hospitals are, who these specialists are, and that sort of thing. Because I am also going to have my goddaughter with me, and I don't know, 17, how clumsy are you? I'm trying to remember back. I didn't think I have any kind of major, but my sister did. Oh my goodness, she broke everything. But she was in all the sports. So hopefully she'll be in good health and there won't be any issue, but I still need to know where these places are in case either one of us needs something. So I think that I needed to, I put together a personal health care for me, and I want to include in my budget, because what we're going to be doing over the next 6 videos is talking about the budget. Now that I've gotten over the whether I should go or not and all that sort of thing, I need to get a strict budget. And as I've mentioned to you before, $1,000 a month is what people are saying is very, very doable. I want to just go over that again. I think the prices there going up like they are everywhere monthly. And I just want to make sure that I'm realistic and being very realistic. And that's important. I don't want to say I'm going to live on $1,000 a month and all of a sudden realize it's just not adequate. I'm not going over there to be impoverished or to live a lesser lifestyle. That wouldn't be, I don't think I'd like that very much. So we're going to start with healthcare, and that's today. And I'm going to tell you about insurances. There's a number of insurance companies who cover, believe it or not. I didn't know that. And there are local Albanian insurance companies that you can get. They're the cheapest options. They're anywhere between, for a year, $325 to $650. I'm going to talk everything in dollars just because I think most everybody is English speaking that's watching this. I can talk in euros as well. Lex, I don't know yet. We'll have to figure that out. So with Albanian insurance, it's roughly $30 to $60 a month, which is really good, and that's just the basic, covers clinic visits, tests, and some emergencies. It's not great for a serious illness. And then there's mid-level expat insurance, and this is realistic probably for me, and that runs anywhere between $80 and $250 a month, depending on what it is I need and want. And that covers private hospitals in Tirana, which is great. They're the nicest hospitals. Specialists, emergencies, sometimes evacuation, which is interesting. And this is what most expats choose, according to Penny ChatGPT. So that might be the way I go. I'm going to look into that. She thinks that I'll be paying probably somewhere around $120 based on my current afflictions. There's also a third premium plan. It's full protection. It runs between $1,100 and $3,300 a year, or $100 to $300 a month, which still, to me, sounds reasonable. It covers Albania and other countries, evacuation to Italy or Greece, and higher end care. So that might be something to consider as well, because at my age, who knows? I might need something that I'm unaware of. I'm trying to get everything checked and looked at before I go, just to make sure that I'm in pretty good physical condition, but you just never know, anything can crop up. So that might be something I'll consider. There's also something called budget nomad style plans, and these are for young people who are over there just kind of looking around, doing their thing, and it's just good for travel emergencies. It's not ideal for long-term coverage or anything like that. So I'm not going to be getting that. That doesn't sound like me. So that is the prices, and then I'll just have to have some sort of a medical fund or something put away, because again, I don't know how much of this I'll be paying for and how much of this will be covered under whatever insurance plan I get. just like here, oftentimes there's a copay, or if you have some sort of operation, there's usually they want some money as well. So I'll have something put away for that. But I feel that's really reasonable for healthcare. And I'm actually very interested in learning more and going to these clinics and going to see these doctors in these different towns I'll be looking at to live in permanently, just to see what's available to me. And that, yeah, that interests me. But there's a number of, if you're interested, Cigna Global is probably the best that I found. And they're one of the most popular expat plans worldwide. And they have a multitude of different plans that you can choose from. And I think that that's probably who I'm going to go with after I did some research. Well, Penny and I did some research. And there's also Signal-based insurance group, a Signal insurance group based in Albania, and they just cover emergencies inside Albania. And it's not a bad thing to have. It could be a backup. Fortunately, there you can have a number of insurances, unlike here, and just kind of pick the one that's going to work at the time. So I'm really interested in finding how this is going to work out for me. That's going to be one expense. I think we'll probably budget $200 a month to cover insurance, and then any incidentals for medical and dental at this time. Maybe it'll change, but that's $200 so far. We're going to build our way to $1,000 and beyond if it goes beyond. So that's it for today, and thank you for being here. I hope you subscribe. I hope you like the video, and if not, I'd love to hear from you what it is that you're thinking of. What are your concerns about going to another country? We're going to be talking about rent next time I see you, and what that's going to look like realistically in the different parts of the country that I hope to be spending some time in. And we'll add that to our growing budget. Meanwhile, have a great time, have a great week, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.